Hi, my name is Alex Poder, and I am the founder of Alex Poder Coaching and Consulting. And in this video, I want to share with you the three main causes that I have discovered throughout my career as a life career and leadership coach, which I've been doing for 10 plus years, that tend to hold people back and that prevent people from realizing their fullest potential. I will also share with you 5 powerful strategies that you can start using today to lean into your potential and create the life that you truly want to have. So let's dive right into it. So the first cause that holds us back is the conditioning and the messaging that we receive when we were little, right? When we're young, we're very susceptible to suggestion, to programming, to messaging that we receive from parents, caregivers, other authority figures, and also as we're observing what's going on in our environment. And so often these messages create limitations because they tell us who we can be, who we can't be, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, and what's truly possible for us. They create our map of reality, and if those messages are limiting, and we have embodied them on a deeper level, we continue to act from those beliefs and we continue to make decisions. And we essentially create our entire life from those beliefs that we've adopted when we were young. Those are just ideas essentially that we've accepted as truth. And until we release those beliefs and change them, they'll continue to run the way we show up in the world, and they continue to run our actions and decisions. And so I want to invite you to spend some time reflecting on whether there might be some messages and beliefs that you may have picked up from when you were little that are still present, that are still embodied, and that still might be preventing you from growing and stepping into your true potential as a person and as a professional and as a leader. Because if those beliefs are not aligned with what you'd like to experience, they'll continue to create internal friction and they'll continue to hold you back. The second big barrier that I've discovered over the years is all the painful experiences that we've had over the years that we've internalized in a negative way. To give you an example, I worked with a client who was very ambitious about becoming a leader and having a big and positive impact on the world. But because they had a traumatic experience when they were in school, when they were leading a group project that they dropped the ball on, and as a result they got blamed, they got judged, and it was a very painful experience. And as a result, a protective pattern, survival pattern, grew out of that experience or got formed. And that pattern continued to prevent the person to become a leader because the pattern was saying, when you are trying to be a leader, something bad is going to happen, right? And every time the person that was attempting to step into a bigger leadership position, the pattern was triggering fears and painful memories, essentially saying, don't do that, don't become a leader, because remember what happened back then when you were leading the group project at school and it didn't work out so good and it was very painful. So if you want to avoid having that experience ever again, just don't become a leader, right? And it was until they confronted that belief and the fear that was associated with it, it continued to hold them back. But once they were able to see what was going on, what was holding them back, and worked on removing that barrier, they became free, and they ended up stepping into a really, really amazing and powerful leadership position, creating amazing impact that's helping many, many, many people in the world. The third main cause that tends to hold people back is our innate survival mechanism, also known as our comfort zone. I found that we're all wired with this mechanism, right, that I believe has allowed our human species to evolve and to survive over the millennia, and it's still very active. So whenever we try to attempt something new, whenever we want to create a change or we want to grow into a bigger version of who we are, the comfort zone is trying to keep us stuck because it's saying, or it believes that stepping into something new is dangerous, right? Because it's afraid of the unknown. It's afraid of uncertainty. And so when we try to step outside of our comfort zone, we start to feel these intense feelings of fear and worries and concerns. And as long as we allow those feelings and emotions to control us and to limit us, we will continue to stay stuck in our comfort zone, and we won't be able to grow and step into our true potential. So it's really important to learn how to manage the feelings that show up whenever we attempt to step into a bigger version of ourselves or attempt to create change in our lives. So I want to now switch and share these 5 really powerful strategies that I've found are really helpful when it comes to being able to stepping into our true potential. So the first strategy is to have goals, right? It might sound a little basic, but I found that most people don't really spend enough time being clear about where they're going, what they want their lives to be, because they might just assume that everything is fine or this is as good as it gets. I found myself in situations where I was in certain routines for years, not being aware that I wasn't growing, that I wasn't really clear about where I wanted to go next. And it kept me stuck until I realized that I wasn't growing and decided to create change. So I want to really invite you to take some time to be clear about the goals that you want to create for yourself in all the different areas of your life that are important to you. You know, whether it's career or romance or finances or contribution, health and fitness, family, whatever is important to you. And to also continue to work on your goals and to connect with them, right? I look at my goals every single day, right? Because that allows me to be focused, to be clear where I'm going, to be less distracted by all the stuff that's coming from the outside world. It also allows me to monitor my progress and to see when I'm making good progress, when something is working, and when I'm not making progress. And then when I notice that, I can make the necessary adjustments. The second big strategy is to be really clear about what your limiting beliefs are, the limiting stories you have about yourselves, or the limiting thought patterns that tend to keep you stuck, or the fears, right? The worries, the concerns, and to make it a point to work on those barriers, right? To be clear what they are, and then to take steps to overcome those barriers so that they no longer can hold you back. Because until you're aware what those barriers are, those deeper beliefs about what you think is possible for you, they will continue to drive your actions and decisions and thereby determine your outcomes in life. The third big strategy is let me look at my notes real quick here, to tap into your strength and your talents every single day. Like, I found a lot of people that I've worked with aren't even aware of their true strength, right? They've come to take them for granted. They're not really intentional about how they want to use their strength and talents to achieve their goals. And so I want to invite you to take some time and take an inventory of your strength, your talents, your gifts, and how they've been serving you and allowing you to create amazing things in your life and career and relationships, but also to be really intentional about how you want to use your strengths and talents on a daily basis to create the impact you want to have, to create the life you want to have, right? Because when we're not intentional about our strengths and when we're not connected with them and when we're not clear about how we want to use them, we're just, running on autopilot, right? We have all these assets, but we don't really use them in an intentional way. And then we run into problems and challenges, and we feel like we are at a loss. We don't know what to do because we're not really thinking, we're not really connected to our strength, right? Versus saying, okay, I've overcome a lot of challenges throughout my life. I've achieved a lot of goals, and I'm going to continue to use those strengths because those strengths become stronger, those skills become stronger, right? But it's really important to be aware of that. The fourth big strategy is to create supportive environments. Right? So I found that our environment programs us, right? When there's a lot of, for example, when there's a lot of clutter or it's disorganized, right? It can be very distracting, right? Or there aren't objects in our environment that make us feel supported, that make us feel inspired and empowered. Right? And if our environment is very chaotic and disorganized, it keeps inducing stress, right? Because we feel like we're constantly behind, we're constantly backpedaling, right? And we're also kind of reinforcing the belief that we are not organized, right? And that we don't have what it takes to have control, right? And to move things forward in the way that serves us and that allows us to achieve our goals. So I want to really invite you to spend some time to analyze your environments and to explore, how they make you feel, and to make some changes so that you can feel fully supported and inspired and empowered every time you step into your environments. The last one, the fifth strategy, is to show up for your vision, for your goals, for your values every single day. And I would actually say that this is probably the number one reason why we tend to stay stuck, right? Because there's a lot of information out there about how to achieve goals, how to do things. But the truth is that we often don't take what's necessary to pursue our goals, to pursue our big life vision. And we were not showing up. We're not making those goals a priority, right? And I found that it's absolutely imperative to include time in our daily and weekly schedule to work on our personal development, our spiritual development, our goals, whatever is important to us, right? Whatever we need to do to 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 support our development, our growth, to stay focused. We really have to show up, right? Because there's so much distraction, there's so many challenges that are around us all the time that pull us in all kinds of directions and that take our focus off of what is truly important to us. And so it really requires a commitment to show up daily. So I want to invite you to explore what that could look like for you. What kind of daily routines or practices could really help you in staying focused and centered. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd always love to help out. And I hope to see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now. Thanks for watching.